and we are here at the end control booth where they are showing off the Avenger, the craziest looking mechanism I've ever seen for a controller. Ari, tell me a little bit about what Terminator machine we have here. What is going on? This thing is crazy.
Yeah, it does look a bit odd, but it does provide a great advantage for the user. Essentially, what it does is it gives you much more agility, much more speed, and especially a much greater range of motion akin to that of a mouse and keyboard, right? The highly coveted mouse and keyboard, right? So basically, the way we accomplish this is by allowing the gamer to leave his or her thumbs on the analog sticks while accessing all of these other functions using your knuckles, your index fingers, your ring finger, your middle finger, okay? So basically this allows for a much more fluid interaction with the gaming environment. These straps right here can be tightened to release some of that preload from the trigger and essentially turn the trigger into a hair trigger with a very delicate push of the strap. You can also use the skis, by the way, instead of the strap. It all depends on how you like it personally customized for you. All of these are completely customizable, so they can be moved however you like them to be, to accommodate for bigger or smaller or bigger hands. So if I'm over here, for example, I know I'm going to want this nice and close to this bumper, because right from here, although I'm accessing this bumper on the left, I can also access the X with a very delicate flicker of the finger. I can also do the same thing with the Y from here, from the top bumper, or from the trigger. If I'm on the ski, I can just push my finger very delicately forward and I'm immediately hitting the Y. So what this does is it gives you a much greater opportunity to access more concurrent and simultaneous functions. For example, I'm over here, I'm accessing one function, that's the analog, a second function, a third function, fourth function, fifth function, okay? Wow. So all of this can be done very, very fluidly while moving in the game environment, giving you that range of motion that's been highly, highly needed for a long time now in console gaming, that we see on a keyboard and mouse on the console gaming, essentially. So that's a beautiful thing. It's great for games like first-person shooters and also fighting games that really demand many more combinations. Right.
I didn't even consider using that for fighting games.
Right. Yeah. Well, I know that our testers had a field day with it. They were able to do really interesting things: jump, shoot, turn, strafe, that kind of stuff, all concurrently, all attached, basically.
Now, you mentioned your testers. How long did it take for you guys from concept to finished product? How long did it take you guys to put this whole thing together?
Oh wow! Essentially, it took 3 years. Yeah, a lot of testing went into it, but the story behind it is what's most interesting. The inventor, David Kotkin, he's here today. He was a former teacher, and he had a student that had a severe hand deformity. And the student loved video games, but he couldn't play. So he made him a customized Xbox controller with all kinds of gears, contraptions, rubber bands, levers, toothpicks, straws.
Was this ever in the press? Was this story ever released?
Only locally.
Really?
Locally in Miami,
it sounds
Florida.
so familiar.
Yeah.
Great. I'm sorry. Please continue. I rudely interrupted.
No problem at all. So basically, once he developed that, the child went home, practiced with it, got accustomed to it, and was finally able to win his own matches on multiplayer arena games and stuff like that. So he was very proud of it, and he decided, well, how could I bring this kind of functionality to the average gamer? How could I really benefit the masses, right, by providing them with this same kind of use? And thus we have the Avenger today, right? After a lot of product testing and development, finding out what works, what doesn't, finding out little kinks. For example, like here we have these sensitivity adjusters that were added later on in the process that can take all the preload right off of the buttons right here as well. Oh. Yeah, so a lot of extra little features like that. We have a stabilizer stand on the bottom for those of us that like to play reclined or sniper style on the floor, right? Wow. So yeah, it's really coming into its own, and we're excited to see what future gamers can accomplish with it in terms of unique movements, unique combinations, stuff like that. So we're really excited about it.
Is it available now? It's available for purchase?
It is available online at avengercontroller.com. It's going for $39.99 during PAX. After Sunday, on Monday, it'll jump to $49.99.
Aha!
Yeah.
PAX deals.
PAX.
Get them while you can.
That's right, PAX deals.
Now this is amazing. It looks very daunting to me. Now, let's say, for example, I'm an FPS player and I love them, and I've been playing for a long time, and I'm dead set on the the general control scheme that's pretty constant throughout a lot of games. How long do you think it would take me to readapt myself, relearn how to play with something as advanced as this?
I think it really depends on what kind of experience you're bringing to the table. Our testers, who were very experienced, were able to get accustomed to it in about half an hour to an hour. Yeah, and and yeah, it takes a little bit of a learning curve. After that, of course, you can get better and better at it. You know, the more days you play, the more hours you spend on it, the better you get to it, the better you get at it. But really, it only takes about half an hour to an hour to really start to get the feel for it. Once you get the feel for it, then it will take a little bit longer to get that mastery of it, right? Yeah. At that point, then you can start doing really cool fluid movements, very similar to those that you can do on a mouse and keyboard. That's the idea.
So now, this is probably a really silly question, but I don't even know why I'm asking this, but I already started. Is this something, this is so loaded, is this something that you recommend for everybody who plays FPSs and fighting games? Is it something that just across the board is, I mean, you can't guarantee anything, but is this something that you really think will benefit people, in these types of games, like really consistently?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I don't see why you shouldn't at least try it and see if you like it. I think everybody can really benefit from it, especially in live multiplayer arenas, that kind of stuff, where you can have a very clear-cut advantage over your opponent. Now, granted, if everyone is using it, then no one really has that advantage, unless you become specifically skilled at using the Avenger. At that point, then I'd say we're raising the bar and beginning to use the controller in whole new ways. So that would be really great, actually. That'd be interesting.
And if you guys influence the community so much that everybody's using these, well, then the onus is on you to then create a better one and step it up even more.
Exactly. As a matter of fact, right now we have the PS3 model coming out. It's up there. Yeah, it's going to be out in the summer. We're also working on various other peripherals, one for the Wii, one for even a keyboard mouse. So, wait. Yeah, we're working on conceptual models right now, prototypes, that kind of stuff. But
I didn't know you could even get better than the keyboard and mouse, but you guys are going to find a way.
Absolutely. We're going to find a way, and we're also going to find a way how to also streamline the use of the D-pad, because very often you have to sort of stop all of a sudden, weapon swapping, that kind of stuff. We have to find another way around that. So that's on the table as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot on your plate.
It is, but we're proud to do it. We're happy to do it.
Well, we're happy you guys are doing it. We're glad somebody out there is trying to make robots to make our robots more efficient. Ari, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Have a good weekend.